Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today is your Alder from District Number 3. Well, co-Alder, I guess you could say. There's two Alders in each district, but Donald Dantzler is here with us today. Welcome back to Talking Fitchburg. It's coming up on a year already that we had seen you last. So excited to have you here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me back.
I appreciate you taking the time out. Donald, we're going to start just with people who aren't familiar with District Number 3.
Yep.
What is that district made up of?
Absolutely. So it's becoming a very diverse district. So it encompasses the more down Fish Hatchery Road over off of Noble Drive. It encompasses Swan Creek. We have the new neighborhood of Terra Vesa in some of those areas. Also areas over by where like Delta Beer Lab is off of Rimrock Road. And then also the town of Madison that was annexed by Fitchburg, which is primarily consists of that Southdale neighborhood as well. So that's pretty much the boundaries that we have for District 3.
It's pretty, it is a pretty large area. And then you got the real, you got Fish Hatchery, the marsh area and whatnot too. So
Absolutely.
You got a little bit of everything in there. Coming up on your first year, what are some of the things that you're proud of so far that you got to work? I mean, every moment, of course.
Absolutely.
But tell us some of the things that have been going on in your world.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm really happy about is that it's not in the district, but it's in the city of Fitchburg. I adopted a classroom at Leopold Elementary, a third grade classroom with the first grade teacher. Since we don't have a unified school district here in Fitchburg, education is still one of my passions and one of the things that I spoke a lot about on the campaign trail. So I wanted to make sure that I stayed true to the things that I said I would do. So I adopted that classroom, and what that really looks like is just going in every week. I go in on Thursdays and try to help the teacher with whatever it needs. It could be reading the students, passing out snacks, whatever she needs. It's just really to be a resource and show that the city is invested in our educational system for the different schools in Fitchburg. Also really proud about working with the various alders, specifically Alder Maldonado, on some of the teen centers development. We got up to phase 2. Some things are coming down the pipeline for that project as well, but was very happy to see that. Also, it's been a joy to serve on the Age and Well Committee and work with the senior center. I was signed up for the meal delivery service, but I was never able to actually get out and do it. I changed jobs right when that happened and just had more demands on my time there, but definitely enjoyed working with them, going over to the senior center and some of the other residential areas where I met neighbors when I was knocking doors and just visiting with those individuals, and then also getting that nutrition position still put back in the budget so we can have that opportunity for the individuals who the senior center serve as well.
Well, first off, to follow up on the third grade class, what's the question that the kids ask you once they find out, wait, you're an Alder? Because they're like, what's an Alder?
Absolutely. Yeah. They ask that question all the time, and what I do, I just tell them hey, we get to make sure that you all have the services and everything that you need. And I'm a part of the process to make sure if you live in the city of Fitchburg, that it's a good place for you to live, and you and your parents and other loved ones have the resources and things that you need to be able to survive and thrive in the city of Fitchburg.
How about overall just being an Alder your first year? What is that, from what you thought it was going to be to what it is today? Has there been any surprises or anything that you're like, wow, this has been really eye-opening, or gee, I didn't know this existed?
Honestly, it would be learning city finance. I had an economics and finance background. That was my undergrad degree, but I've been away from it from a long time, just being in the education sector. So to come back and then work through the budget process, work through the comprehensive plan and learn some of these things, and it was just a lot. And I never knew all of the budgetary items and some of the things that actually go into running a city. And I'm shocked by how much some things cost in relation to the city. So now it's an eye-opening experience, and have a different appreciation for infrastructure and things that go up in the city, and learn the time and skill that it takes to make these things happen. So that was probably the biggest thing I was shocked about, but it's definitely an adjustment period, and I feel like I'm getting my bearings under me to have a better understanding of those things and making decisions in the city. And then also it was more I thought I was going to do more talking, or you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And being in front of individuals. But honestly, a lot of the things that came the way was a lot of listening. And I think that was important, just trying to listen to neighbors and their concerns that they have around the city, understanding some of the whys and what is the best approach to be able to help these individuals in the city, and also be able and be comfortable with that. We may not always make the decision that some folks want, but to rest on the morals that we are making the best decision for the largest group of individuals. So, I mean, that's a tough act to balance, but I think at the end of the day, like if you are making data-informed decisions and decisions that can be substantiated by some type of fact, I think it'll be a good decision for the city in the long run.
Well, I think you being here today and kind of explaining, telling your story, sharing information, all the alders have an opportunity to come here and do that. And I think that's part of it, right, is get to know what's going on in your district. So going to that question, in the district, is there anything happening that you want to share? Not that everything happens all the time, right. Certainly, but anything that comes to mind in your district that's going on?
District 3's been more quiet recently right now. I think the thing that's happening in District 3 still consistently is it's one of the underdeveloped areas. So there is a lot of projects, construction projects, whether that be commercial or residential, coming to the district. So it's just going to be continue to meet with those developers, work with city staff, and then also the city council, fellow city council members, to make sure that while the city is going to continue to grow, that we do that in the best way for residents, and that is smart growth for the city, for us to be able to continue to thrive as a city while also providing the best outcomes, especially as it relates to housing. I mean, I don't have to tell you, it's a huge issue in Dane County. We've been talking about it. So as a council, we're going to still consider ways and innovative strategies to work for residents in the city of Fitchburg to make sure that we can somehow, some way, provide some more affordable housing options for individuals to bring the price of living in the city down a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, we turn now. When we were talking about what should we talk about, and I'm like, well, of course we'll talk about the district. Yeah. But then you said we got this cool article that it made. Tell us a little bit about where you've appeared in recent months here.
Yeah. So it was actually a full circle moment, and it was kind of cool. I was sitting at Madison College, and I was waiting for one of our board meetings to start. So I serve as the board chairman there. I don't know if I told you that.
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
Well, I'm a graduate of Madison College, so hey, I appreciate it.
Good man. Yeah. So right now we're trying to. Dr. Daniels announced his retirement some months ago. Mm-hmm. He left at the end of the year. So now we've had an interim in the process right now. We're trying to go through the search process again to bring in a new president. But anyway, I had a mentor who was one of my professors when I was an undergrad at UW-Whitewater. He walked by, and we just got to chatting, and he is involved with the Umoja magazine, the article that the magazine that put the article together. He was like, hey, like, what are you doing here? And we had bumped into each other a few other times throughout the week at different events, and I was telling him what I was doing, and he was like, hey, we got the Black History Month issue coming out. I want to do a story on you. So I was like, wow. So that's kind of how the story came about. I met with one of the reporters for or journalists for the magazine, and we talked and got the article out. So it was real cool to have some of the things that you're doing highlighted, especially at a young age, because usually, we highlight some of the elders and people who have been around for a while. And he said, we want to still try to highlight individuals that are up and coming and doing things right now that greatly impact the community.
Yeah, it's a pretty good article. If you want to, certainly we'll share out the information here as this interview is going on. But it's good to get to know you, on a different level, because you never think about, you might not think about it. Well, it's just my alder. Like, what do they know? And it just kind of opens it up. So it's pretty special. If people want to get in contact with Donald, have questions, concerns, we talk about it all the time. You get involved with government. But certainly anybody can reach out to you if they have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you just want to chat.
Absolutely. So probably the best way, email. So donald.dantzler@fitchburgwisconsin.gov is my email address. And then I'm pretty much on all social media platforms. Some form of Councilman Donald Dantzler for Fitchburg, or Fitchburg Dantzler for Fitchburg.
That's first name, last name at fitchburgwi.gov. That's what he's talking about.
Yep.
Got your back.
Yep, I appreciate that. And then just all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of those various mediums. You can feel free to reach out, and I can definitely get back to you. Please, we can schedule some coffee, meet at Oasis, or Finca, some of the places that I go, try to keep it in the district and support our local businesses, but definitely always happy to talk with neighbors. And if I can make a push,
absolutely,
come talk to us at council meetings too. Like it would be great to hear from the public, not only when, of course, when you have issues or if you want to talk about a specific agenda item, but it is also good to just see some people in the crowd when we do have these council meetings to know that the city is still engaged. And for more importantly, for us to hear from you, to have, if you have specific comments not related to an agenda item that you want to come share with myself or the fellow alders in Fitchburg.
Absolutely. Lots of ways to get involved through Fact TV, helping you with the meetings, but certainly you can come down anytime, or we do set up virtual. So if you can't make it but still want to be able to speak, we can work that out as well. You just reach out to our clerk's department and they'll get you hooked up. Donald, we appreciate the time and looking forward to having you back on the show real soon.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All righty.